Hello, this is a video for current grade 9s going into grade 10 to help you with your course selections for next year so that you have all the classes that you need to prepare you for grade 11. So first you're going to go to the Esther Hazy High School website and you're going to go to, scroll down, the Maplewood portal for students and parents, and you're going to click that. Now this might take a little bit of time to log into because you maybe never have done it from home before. So now we're going to put in our username. Now this is case sensitive, so you want to make sure that you have the right letters in there. If you don't know your username, you'll have to contact the office or email Jody Denbrock at the office to get your username and to reset the password. So if you don't have that, that's really important. Many of you have checked your marks on Maplewood so that you'll know what your password is. So we're going to log in. And again, this might take a little bit of time depending on your internet connection and if you've logged in before and when's the last time you did log in. Now, I know many of you have maybe some reservations about how to actually pick your classes for next year. So if you watch the videos that kind of go through the grade 9 orientation, hopefully you will have a better idea of which classes that you have to pick. So this is more for just going through the motions so that you know where to go and how to get there. So you're going to go to this top bar right here and you're going to go under timetables. And you're going to pick choices. And then you'll get to this menu. You're going to have to edit your choices. Again, you have to remember that this has to be your account. It cannot be your parents' account that you're logging into. Otherwise, you won't get this edit button. So you're going to hit edit. It's going to open up this new window for you. I like to make it big just so that I can see everything that's going on. So on the left-hand side, there's different things here, courses, departments, and then no department assigned. You're going to hit the little plus button to make that menu bigger, and then you're going to go to the grade 10 and you're going to hit the plus button there. So now I'm going to go through all of the classes that you need to take as prerequisites for other classes or just requirements for graduation. So the first class that you're going to pick is ELA-A10. You're going to go here. It's going to pop up into this window. Again, it might take a little time. And because this class is required for graduation, we're going to hit mandatory, which means this is a must-have class. I must have this class. If it were an elective, it would be kind of optional or a class that I would really like to take or one of the many options that I'm going to pick later, or alternate, meaning this is kind of a cool class, but if I don't get it, I'm not going to be really hurt by that choice. So this is mandatory. You must have this class. So we're going to hit mandatory and hit the add button, and it's going to show up here in our student choices, see ELA-A10. So now we're just going to keep going through. I need ELA-B10. And again, it's going to pop up here, mandatory add. The next class that you need to have is History 10. So I'm going to click on that. It's going to pop up here, mandatory add. Then Science 10. Science 10 is a mandatory class, add. Another mandatory class that we have at our school is CWE10. It's the Career and Work Explorations class. So I'm going to click on that, mandatory add. And the last mandatory class that you need is Wellness 10. In order to graduate, you have to have either Wellness 10 or Physical Education 10. And we get everybody just to do it in grade 10, the Wellness class, so you're going to pick that. Is a mandatory add. Now we have some options for you. So I know many of you have talked to Miss Carey about which classes or which math stream you should go into, and you can watch the previous videos on the orientation to find out a little bit more about math, but you need to pick a math class 1 in order to graduate. I highly recommend, if you are good at math and enjoy math, maybe you do one or both of the math classes in grade 10. So the first one, Math Foundations Pre-Calculus. Now this leads to the higher streams of math in grade 11 and grade 12, so Math Foundations and Math Pre-Cal in grade 11 and 12. So this, if you like math, this is going to be a mandatory option for you. Now let's say I do really like math, but I'm not really sure if I want to take 2 maths, the other math being Math Workplace Apprenticeship, or maybe I'm not really great at math and I know I'm going to struggle with the pre-calculus math. And Miss Carrie, we've talked about it, and maybe Math Workplace and Apprenticeship is a better option for me. So I already have Math Pre-Calculus, and I'm also going to do Math Workplace Apprenticeship, and this will be your choice and to talk about with your parents what you want to do, if you want to make it a mandatory, elective, or alternate, or if you don't want to take it. If you know you're good at math and you maybe even want to fast track your math, and we're going to talk about that. So I'm going to put this still as a mandatory. Now, I have 8 classes listed here. I have to take in my grade 10 year a minimum of 10, a full course load. You have no spares in grade 10. So I need to, at minimum, pick another 2 classes, but it is optimum that you pick at least 3 to 4, if not 5 extra classes, just so that there is some wiggle room in your schedule if you don't get the class that you actually want in the time slot that you wanted it. Now, it's really important for the rest of these classes that I decide whether or not they're mandatory or if they are elective options. So let's say French. French is a class that I've wanted to take. I'm really good since I've taken grade 9 French. And if that is a must-have for you or you will perish, then it is a mandatory class and you would add that. If this is just an elective, it's one of the options that you want to try, then it is an elective option. You'd really like to take it, but if something else works in that schedule, then you can make a choice. Now, I've also really wanted to take visual art. So maybe visual art or band 10, band being in the first semester, music being in the second semester. So keep that in mind. Maybe one of those are ones that I want to take. So in the first semester, I want to take band, and that's an elective option for me. I'm not going to perish if I don't have band, but I would really, really like to take band if it works in my schedule. Next, if I want to maybe look into some grade 11 classes. So maybe I'm thinking of fast tracking my maths or my sciences. Now math, maybe a good option to fast track would be foundations. So Math Foundations 20 is here. If I've been thinking about fast tracking that, I might want to pick that. Or maybe sciences. So I know that one of the 2 options that I really need to consider is either taking health science, which is right here, health science 20. That's one that I've been really thinking about maybe fast tracking. I'm going to select this one as an elective, as an option for me. So that's health science. Now, I have wanted to take drama forever, and it's drama 20 or 30. So drama 20 or 30 for me, if I don't get it this year, that's okay. So I'm going to pick it as an elective, and I'm going to add that to my schedule. And I'm also looking at a few other things here. There's nothing really else, and I do have 12 classes, but maybe I want to pick something else that if it fit into my schedule would be really cool. So kind of Mrs. Carey was talking about this forensic science class, so I'm thinking maybe that might be kind of a cool class to take as a alternate. So if it fits into my schedule, I would really be interested in taking that. So I'm going to add that as my 13th class. So really important, I think, to emphasize that pick at least 2 if not 3 extra classes that you want to take beyond the minimum of 10 that you have to have, just because it gives you more options. And this way you also don't close any doors. See, the thing is with the math, if you only pick math workplace apprenticeship, you are also closing a lot of doors, especially most for university, because you need the foundations pre-calculus to get into foundations 20 and then foundations 30, which is most requirements for university are a foundations math. I can fast track my sciences if it works out, if I'm taking science in the first semester and maybe health science in the second semester, knowing that it's going to be a struggle. It's a higher level, it's a 20 level class, so I need to make sure that I am aware of that. This is look to be well-rounded, have a well-rounded semester, something that, or a schedule that also includes classes that you really enjoy and not what other people are taking. Something really important to know is that this is your future. This is your class schedule, and you need to talk about it with your parents about what's going to be best for you and what your future plans are. And I know many of you don't know that yet, and that's what taking this CWE class is for. It's a mandatory class to kind of help you guys figure that plan out. For the most part, all of these classes are pretty much set. You don't have really a lot of options in grade 10, and that's for a reason. It's because it kind of leads you into your grade 11 year, which you have lots of choice, and even more so in your grade 12 year. So again, remember, full course load, you have to take 10 classes, no spares, and I would pick an extra 3 classes above the 10, maybe even 4 if you want to, just so that you have a lot of choice and that any holes in your schedule can be filled. Really important to know that this has to be very accurate, you guys, so double check it, because it will cause a lot of complications later if we're missing anything. So good luck. Enjoy picking your classes, and again, if you have any questions, please email Miss Lisanne, and we can set up a Zoom if you need to do it. That in case you have more questions, and we can do that with your parents too, to kind of figure everything out. So good luck, and thanks for watching.